Welcome, Aries and Aries cross watchers, to your reading for this week. I hope you guys are having, a good week so far. Well, there we have the Queen of Wands. Aries, I feel like it kind of feels like someone's either coming to give you lip service or they're coming to, it feels like someone's going to come and tell you something, and every word as it comes out of their mouth, you know it's a lie. But for some reason, I feel like you're not taking it head on. It's almost like you seem to be waiting for one specific piece of information to fall out of their mouth before you do something or before you like address it. It's almost like whatever action you were planning to take as a result of this garbage that they're spewing at you. I feel I shouldn't say it like that. Whatever action you already have like a planned action. You just seem to be waiting for one piece of information from them. It's almost like as soon as they say this thing, then you'll know that what you know is correct. And that's when you're going to, it doesn't even feel like that's when you're going to act. It feels like that's when you're going to know exactly how you're going to handle it. So can we get, we get one card. So we have the Two of Wands and the Five of Swords and Queen of Pentacles fell out as well. So it kind of feels like, Aries, there is something that you need to get to. You need to cut through to the heart of things, but there's two, it looks like it might be two people, but there's two elements that you have to cut through to get there. I feel like there's this really like a diplomatic energy trying to come at you. I feel like that's just kind of confirming. I'm not going to sit here and repeat myself. I feel like it's just confirmation of what the Queen of Wands was saying, that actually I take that back. I feel like you are actually quite hurt by what's going on here. You may not want to admit this to yourself, but I feel like a lot of this almost like vengeful, almost like scorpionic revenge is a dish best served cold sort of energy. It actually seems to be masking being deeply hurt. It's almost like it's easier to take action towards this energy in the way that you have planned than it is to sit in what they've done to you. And it's not so much like a thing with them against them. I feel like you're avoiding feeling like you've let yourself down. I'm getting like that seems to be like the most like disgusting, repugnant, repulsive thing that you can feel. And that's not telling you, it's like that's kind of what I'm picking up from you. That gross feeling that you feel like you have. It's almost like for a moment in time you put logic aside for this person and they showed you that you shouldn't be so forgiving. Oh, hold on. It's like you gave them the benefit of the doubt and they're showing you that you shouldn't. I feel like it's also really disappointing. You know what I mean? It's that energy of like, oh, I kind of thought maybe this would be different. And it feels like it's just more of the same. It doesn't feel like it's jading you any more towards the world, I want to say, than you already were. But I definitely feel like it'll put you in an energy where you're certainly not looking for, although you are wanting deep connections with others. Okay. Can we get one up here? We have the Three of Pentacles for what's going on in your headspace here. I feel like you're definitely trying to find a way. See, I feel like you're a little bit at war with yourself. It's almost like as you're listening to this person, say whatever they're going to say to you. I feel like there is some hope in you that maybe you're wrong. That like there is going to be some way to work together. I feel like that seems to be the dominant energy. There seems to be something about when you see this person that a lot of that animosity that you're feeling, it takes a while to resurface. It takes a while for you to get there when you're standing in front of them. It's like, but when you get there, watch out. And what's going on in the background? What's going on in the back of Aries' mind? The Knight of Cups. I feel like if this is a relationship situation, I feel like it's like got that energy of like always a bridesmaid, never a bride, regardless of your gender. It just feels like, it's the meaning behind the saying, right? I feel to a certain extent that you may be somebody that's well liked and has this kind of, I hope I'm using the right word here, but like this big gregarious personality, in that you're someone that people really gravitate to. You're someone that people enjoy being around. But I feel to a certain extent it's like there's always people around you. And I feel like romantic interests, hold on for a sec. I feel like you're looking at it like you must somehow be doing something wrong that has led to you being on your own. It's almost looking at yourself like you kind of have everything that you want that's important to you. Of course, everyone's working towards goals and that sort of thing, but where you are, you're happy with right now. And it's kind of this energy of like, I don't really understand why people don't like want me. And I feel like there's an energy actually of, because you feel, this is so strange, because you genuinely feel like you have everything that you need. I feel like most people that are looking for something, it's almost like if they're looking to fill a need in somebody else, they can see that you're not the one because you don't need anything. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like if you have done the work on yourself to get to a really great place where you're not bringing in a bunch of baggage, if this is resonating with you, if you are single or you at least feel alone, is it possible that that's because like you don't resonate with people that are looking for others to fill a hole in them? And that may be a lot of people right now. That's not to say that you're, doomed to a life of solitude because you've done work on yourself. It just feels like, I hate to say this because that would drive me crazy to hear it. But it's that energy of like, to get someone that is on your wavelength, if you will, I feel like it's very difficult. I do feel like it's kind of like you knew there seemed to be something, like this person that's coming to talk to you, there seemed to be something very strong about them. And it's like, and you felt that strength was the same as yours because it was the same intensity. And it was, but it was a different kind of strength. It wasn't leaders think, or people who, a lot of think, let's try that sentence again. A lot of people look at leaders, or what they think a leader should be is somebody that's always first, somebody that's always, at the front of the pack, leading everybody, or like, but that's not really what it is. Usually a leader is somebody that is a helper to others. Do you know what I'm saying? They're like, a leader is the person that is kind of making sure everyone's got what they need and is setting a really good example. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're always first, but it means that they're somebody that people look up to. And this person, it seems like their energy, the intensity of their energy comes from being very cutthroat and dry and feels like a lack of compassion for other people. If, and like, to this person's credit, because we're not going to sit here and, be judgy McJudgerson, I feel like they look at the world and their situation as like they didn't have any help. Nobody ever gave a crap about them. So if they have to cut other people down to get where they want to go, well, then that's just how it's going to go. And it feels like it's coming from a really like dark, bubbly place. In like, I mean, bubbly, not in like, oh, happy and bubbly. It's more like there's an infection in there and it's starting to bubble. And I feel like it's too bad because you see the potential in them. And let's not all do the like, oh, you fell in love with their potential. I feel like you fell for this person, or you allowed them into your life in whatever capacity you did, because you saw their energy was as big as yours. It's just not the right type. It's like, and actually what's strange is that I feel like they may want the same things as you do, but they're willing to go about it in a way that doesn't sit right with you. You know what I mean? They still think you're going to come back to them. They listen, again, I'm not trying to be rude to this person, but I feel like they may know that you have a hard time finding people that can like match the intensity of your energy. I'm not saying you're too intense of a person, okay? But just the like wanting to go out and grab life by the horns and live it that way. They seem to feel that you're going to come running back to them. And I feel like you're pretty disgusted with how things have been handled. And that's like, nope. So can we get one more? What energy is supporting Aries right now? I know this is getting a little bit long. I'm trying to keep them to... Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands with the Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. Oh, you can't see those. That's better. So, I feel like to a certain extent, and I'm sorry if this is true, I feel like you've been down this road. It's almost like you know how you've had to rip people out of your life, root and stem, before. And that's not to say like, because you've brought all these terrible, but just that's sometimes a part of life. And I feel like you in particular seem to be very, it's like you're willing to hurt now to avoid a bigger hurt later, which is, often the opposite of what a lot of people want to do. I know I certainly will stay in situations longer than I need to sometimes because, fear of change and all that sort of stuff. And that's definitely, it's like you're the complete opposite. You know what I mean? If you see that something is no longer fruitful, out it goes. And I feel like to a certain extent, that doesn't mean that things aren't going to hurt and it doesn't feel, that it feels good losing something that you once valued. But I feel like whatever it is that you're removing from your life now is not as big as other things you've had to remove. And it's like, if this person is thinking that you're going to come running back, like they got another thing coming. So I think I will leave it there, Aries. I love you. I hope you're doing well this week, and we will see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.